Are you interested in real estate investing but not quite sure where to get started? Do you want to get the know-hows on creating ongoing passive income using the buy and hold strategy? Hi, I'm Janice Bowles, licensed realtor and co-founder of B Premier Ventures, a real estate development and consulting firm where we buy and beautify distressed real estate, renovate it, and resell for profit. With over 15 years of investing experience, B Premier has extensive knowledge in rural land development, fix and flips, and rental acquisitions. B Premier's current portfolio consists of properties within Florida and Virginia. Our firm's services includes investor project consulting, project management, and group coaching. For more information, visit our website at bpremierventures.com and schedule a complimentary discovery session or subscribe to our email list. It's free. Follow me on Instagram at Janice Bowles for additional real estate investing tips. B Premier Ventures, we buy and beautify.
Hey everyone, welcome to today's episode of Let's Do It Talk Show. It's your girl, Ladrine Howard Peterson, the CEO and founder of Do It, delivering on ideas and thoughts. You know what I do in a nutshell, right? I help to turn dreamers into doers, and I do it from two aspects. I do it from the aspect of career development, resume writing, interview preparation. You're looking to switch jobs or you have a problem on your job, I am your girl. And then I also do it from a business aspect. If you're looking to start a business, you have some ideas and thoughts and don't know how to quite bring them to fruition, or you're looking for a marketing strategy, I am your girl. Here at the Let's Do It Talk Show, we were primarily created for entrepreneurs, right? But we quickly realized and we quickly noted that the entrepreneur is an entire person. So we talk about faith, we talk about finances, we talk about the future, and we talk about family and relationships. Today is the second Monday, so you know what we do. It is Money Making Monday, and I have the Money Making Monday ladies with me. So we talk about finances, right? So this whole topic is pretty much a part two: integrity versus loyalty. Integrity versus loyalty. So we started talking about this previously before, and we're going to continue today. So we're going to talk about integrity, loyalty, which is more important and why. And then, of course, where it all stemmed from was the Monique and Steve Harvey beef. So we're going to go in and we're going to filter in and we're going to finish up our conversation with that. So my weekend was my weekend. So we don't have any pictures to share. We don't have anything. But as you can see, I have a different background. So I'm taking care of self right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over to my beautiful co-host. And we have on the line first up. Let's start with you, Shanae. Let everybody know who you are and what you do.
Hey everyone, my name is Shanae Robinson, and if you don't know, now you know. I am the professional credit diva, and what I do is I assist focused individuals, couples, and business owners with achieving their dreams. They're green too, but achieving their dreams through helping them to restore, rebuild, their credit, and with that we all know how important credit is. So if you don't know, now you know.
You better ask somebody. I messed you up with that green, right? Sorry about that. But green represents money. So that's what we talk about. We talk about green.
That's it.
Yes, 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 yes. And then next up, we have Janice Ball Out Bowles, like Janice. We have Janice Bowles. Janice, please let everyone know who you are and what you do.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Janice Bowles. I am a real estate investor. I'm a licensed realtor. I have a company called B Premier Ventures where we buy and beautify. We buy distressed properties and we fix and flip for a profit. So I'm happy to be here tonight with my girls for Money Making Mondays.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then just joining us, we have Soccer Joia Fanning. Hello, hello, hello. Let everybody know who you are and what you do.
Yes, my name is Sakajulia Fanning. I am the founder and CEO of Fanning Financial Group, LLC. I am here to help people get on the right path financially. You've had some missteps, some stumbles financially. That's okay. Leave it in the past. Let's go into the future with a blueprint to hook you up financially.
Okay. So as I mentioned, the show today is going to be a little teeny bit different. We're going to go in and we're going to have some straight dialogue. All roads lead to finances. So as you all know, we've been talking about the whole Steve Harvey and Monique situation. So we will actually dive in about them specifically later towards the end. But what we want to start off is some definitions and let's get some understanding so that when we go into discussion, we can be on the same page. And we went through this before and we talked about it, and some of us have varying opinion, and that's perfectly fine. But we want to make sure that we're going from the same definition. So, ladies, I'm going to ask you what you feel and how you feel about each word. But first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you the definition that I pulled from a combination of Webster Dictionary and then also yourdictionary.com. So first up is integrity, right? So the definition for integrity that I pulled is the quality of being honest, upright, and sincerity, adherence to a moral or ethical code. And it goes in to say that the related words are character, decency, virtue, and goodness. And so that's the definition and the information that I have for integrity. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the second one, and then that way we can talk about both of them at the same time versus talking about one and then pulling in the second one. So for loyalty, it's the quality of being loyal, a strong feeling of support of allegiance, normally to a person or to an allegiance. Loyalty is genuinely having a person's best interest when it's related to a relationship or ensuring that the relationship is reciprocal. The corresponding words are quality of being faithful to someone or to something. So let's jump into the discussion in terms of integrity, loyalty, and how you all feel about those, and then we can go into sharing our personal preference in terms of which one is more important to us. I'll definitely start off with it. So I've been excited and itching for this topic, right? So the one thing that I wanted to say for me, for integrity to me deals with the inner person. It deals with me. It's about me, my morals, and my standards, absent anyone else. It's whatever is ingrained in me. And for me, loyalty is a connection to somebody else. So that's an exterior aspect. So although they can't come from the same umbrella, that's the variation and the variances that really, really, really stood out for me. So I couldn't wait to share that. So, ladies, let's definitely chime in on the discussion. Shanae, I see you with your pinky hanging up. Like
She ready.
Yeah, let's go. So for me, the difference between the two, because you wanna operate in integrity always, right? And then for me, integrity is what you do for people that you don't even know, people you don't even have a relationship with, somebody that's new to you, a new client, a new, buyer or whatever. You want to operate with integrity. Loyalty to me comes in once that relationship is built and once it is formed. So I guess in a sense, you build a loyal relationship off of the integrity that you started with.
Bingo. Okay. Janice, let's hear you.
Okay, so integrity definitely has a lot to do with the character of an individual, and that's huge. That plays a big part. From a moralistic standpoint, your beliefs, how you carry yourself, just the demeanor of who you are. So integrity is very, very huge. Now, when it comes to loyalty, for me,
because I'm very headstrong on my moralistic point of views and values, and I value relationships, even the relationships that I've initially cultivate. I hope that my character stands and supersedes. So as far as my loyalty comes into play, even within new relationships, I'm going to be as forthright and honest as possible. I'm going to give you my point of view, and truthfulness. So it goes hand in hand for me. Now, when it comes into established relationships that I've had for quite some time, again, my morals are going to definitely play a part, because that's going to cultivate who I gel with. And like minds, birds of a feather flock together in a sense. I'm very huge upon that. But again, I'm going to check you. I'm going to ride with you. I'm going to be your ride or die. But I'm going to check you when something may be wrong, and give you my point of view, and still stick by you and guide you in whatever decisions you make. But again, the loyalty and integrity all comes in. Part of me is just from the initial start point of any relationship.
Yep. Saka Joelle, what do you think?
So I'm pretty much with the ladies saying like integrity is your foundation of who you are. It represents who you are as a person, your character, how you operate, not just in life, but in business, friends, family, strangers. It's your moral fiber of who you are. It's like, no matter who meets you, where they meet you, they know that's Sacagawea. You know what I mean? It's just that you as a person. And with loyalty, I'm the same way. It's like building a relationship. To me, I'm the type of person, like, I don't easily give you my trust, but I will give you a chance. It's up to you whether or not you earn it, because I want to earn your loyalty and trust. So I want the same thing in receiving it as well, right? So it's just like building that. And sometimes I tell people, to me, actions speak louder than words. So I believe who you are by the action you reflect to me. No matter who's told me what, how you treat me and how we interact is going to determine how our relationship flourishes.
Yes. And Janice already put it in. Please, by all means, put your comments and your thoughts in the feed as well. So another thing, as we were talking through that, yes, definitely the foundation. It is you. It is inside of you, and your integrity shouldn't be able to be shaken. So let's look at it from a different way. So I always try to, when I'm thinking and giving a response to something, I try to go big picture, right? We can stay in the small nucleus of it and look at it from a relationship, but let's talk about it from a business aspect, and let's talk about it for some other things. You have a lot of businesses who have bonuses and different things for their loyal customers, right? I was a loyal fan of Dunkin' Donuts. Every day on my drive to work, I will pull in and I will get a large French vanilla decaf with extra cream and sugar. And it made me feel so special when one morning I pulled up. I could not get it together. I was having a crazy morning. The young lady recognized my voice. And I was like, can I have a mocha? And she was like, a large French vanilla. And I was like, oh my God, like, how did you even know that was me? So, it didn't matter what was going on. I was going to stop to my Dunkin' Donuts and I was going to continue that. That made me even know. I had the app on, loaded my card to it, like, here you go, earn my free things. I was a loyal customer. But guess what? When COVID hit, I started being Ladrine Peterson loyal customer, because I started making my own coffee in my house. And when I go back, I'm probably going to go to my Keurig machine. I got all the different flavors, so I don't have to have one. But me and Dunkin' Donuts broke up, but I'm not disloyal.
Mm-hmm.
It no longer served me. Mm-hmm. So when you go into the aspect of loyalty, it also has some different play into it. So I'm not talking about when it's your best friend or that thing. Everything has a season, mm-hmm. right? Nothing, you have various things that, don't always last. And I'm laughing because Denise Johnson says, ain't nothing wrong with that love for Dunkin' Donuts. We had a relationship. COVID broke us up. But I say that in terms of using Dunkin' Donuts, to say it from a business standpoint, we used to have the little charms on our keys, but you can remember Giant or wherever else that you have a loyalty card from, the IKEA family or whatever it is, the CV, whatever it is to give you the perk. So when I'm thinking of loyalty, I'm thinking of it in all aspects of that. When it comes to relationships and that thing, definitely what you all say. So I'll let you chime in, and then I can circle back in terms of my feelings relating to relationships, and then we will jump into which one is more important, why. Although we kind of like weaved it in and out, but that's the question that's on the table. So we're going to answer it from that standpoint. So any other comments regarding the overall topics of the two
I want to say something to you, Ladrine, with regards to your fetish for Dunkin' Donuts, and prior to COVID. Do you feel that your loyalty to Dunkin' Donuts was because of the fact, definitely, of the service and what they provided you? And so it was a dual thing in a sense, as far as them being loyal by providing a service to you. And when COVID hit, did you feel like you were being disloyal because of the fact that you stopped, or it was just a convenience for the time being, as far as business?
Yeah.
And wait, one quick thing. I have a question to add to that what Janice said, so that you can answer it all at one time. For your Keurig, do you have any Dunkin' Donut flavors? Dunkin' Donut branded coffee?
So let me answer from the last one to the front.
Okay.
Yes, I do, but it's not my favorite. Like now I get to taste all the variations of them. It is not my favorite one, but I have the drawer where you pull out, so I have so many different flavors. It's not the one that I mostly have to go back and repeat and get.
Okay.
But I do have it, and I probably did originally pick it up because I was like, oh, let me bring this home. So that's the answer to that one. But then moving back, Janice, in terms of their customer service, that day, that young lady made me feel very special. And that was more so from a customer service aspect. But yes, it did make me more inclined just to be like Dunkin' Donuts. And every now and again, I actually like McDonald's coffee. I don't do 7-Eleven because I don't like to get out. I like to be in the car and on my way going to work, So 7-Eleven, because you got to get out, you got to mix it with Dunkin' Donuts and McDonald's. You tell them how many cream and how many sugar, and they put it in. So their customer service definitely added on to me in terms of buying it. Somebody started bringing it to work for me every day a long time ago, and that's how I got hooked on it. But it wasn't like necessarily like I had to have it. Then I started drinking coffee like every day, and I had to have it. But every now and then I would go to McDonald's, and when I went, but it was few and beyond.
Okay.
Especially after that young lady did that. So the answer to you is yes. She did add that whole factor, and I'm like, if I'm having an off day, she's still going. You know what I mean? That made me. I'm playing about that, but she made me. I was like, oh.
Right.
So more so, you could probably perhaps replace the word, I guess, loyalty within this business aspect with service and satisfaction. Would you agree to say that in a sense?
It could definitely be that, but also understanding in the fact that I was also making it the point of how I had Dunkin' Donuts on my app. And it has the loyalty program where after you buy up to so many. So I just used that to add the icing on the cake. But I was talking about like loyalty programs that several businesses have, and I have it. Like I give a discount after so much or whatever. So, several businesses that you have gone to, and referrals and different things may also have that as well. So definitely get your point. So if we talking about customer service and the replacement, that young lady definitely did it for me. But loyalty and the app and all these other things, I was already kind of on to Dunkin' Donuts, and that was my thing, and I was a loyal customer. Same thing with Giant. Loyal, the points add up, or what have you. And then the last example I'll give is at one point I was the whole thing with the Shell. It was crazy. Shell didn't even have the cheapest price for gas, but because T-Mobile had it on the phone, it was Tuesday something, and I still get it on T-Mobile. But because it came up and it gave me 10 cent or 15 cent off on premium days, so I was like, ooh, I got this discount. It wasn't even the cheapest gas.
Right.
I realized it, and I was like, Royal Farms and Costco's have them like way beat.
That's right.
Loyal.
Costco,
Loyal.
definitely.
Loyal.
Now, speaking of loyalty, that's what I'm loyal to. Costco.
Yeah. Now, but I was loyal because of whatever. And we broke up because of
the very ladies. How did the loyalty start? It started from what? It started from the quality of their products, the integrity that they put behind everything. So no matter what it is, if it's, $2 off a loaf of bread or 10 cents off a gallon of gas, it started from the foundation of loyalty, started from the integrity that you got, or the integrity that they put behind their brand, and so forth and so on. And once you tried it out, you liked it for some reason. You liked it and you went back, and that's because they took the time out to cultivate whatever it is that you like. They put that integrity behind it to gain your trust and your loyalty.
Yeah, I definitely hear you, and I can go with that. But I'm just gonna be honest, and I always play Angel's Advocate. I didn't necessarily look up Royal Farms or Costco's ethics or their moral standards before I went. I went because it was cheaper. So
but that's when I say integrity, it's not that moral standard. I'm talking about integrity as far as from another aspect, like the quality or the price, integrity from a different standpoint to get that to you, to draw you in. You were drawn in by something. And for me, that's kind of like the integrity. You were drawn in by something to bring you to that person. And for me, that's kind of like the integrity, their foundation, their character, whatever, to get you to come in.
Okay.
So not integrity like as, so matter of factly, but it was something that they did to create that buzz that, that attracted you to them.
So definitely from a business standpoint, their packaging and their attractiveness, their competitive advantage and things like that. Yeah. So, I mean, I get it. I don't know if I get what you're saying though, Shanae. So I don't want to go back and forth. I was just saying I didn't think that fell under the definition of integrity, but I know exactly what you mean. And I 100% agree. There was something that pulled you in and made you, go with that person, rather it be price or various things. So that's very
good. Absolutely. The branding, the marketing, something.
It's the PR machine behind it.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So for the big question, which is more important to you and why? And we kind of answered it all throughout, but just so that we can fairly go around and say, Saka Joelle, we'll start with you.
Okay, so for me, I'm not gonna lie. I think for me, it's gonna be integrity, because to me, I equate that to that person being who they are, being authentic and sincere. So if a person isn't coming to me as a sincere person, I can't then trust whether or not they're going to be loyal. So I have to know the person as a person first, then seeing if that loyalty comes. But I have to know you as you. I don't want a pretense of you being this person with me, this person with this person over here. I want you to be 100. It's like, this is who I'm going to get whenever I pick up. You may be having a bad day. We all do that. But it doesn't need to be a 180 of who I met yesterday. So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah. Okay. Janice?
You hit it right on the nail, Saka Joelle. Integrity is first and foremost with me. And second, it goes hand in hand and honest. I need to know an individual for who they are and present themselves to me, who for what they are. I don't want fakeness,
Right.
We're going to have high days, low days, days where we're going to be very emotional, sincere. We we're going to pour our hearts out to certain individuals and things of that nature. And I love that because that does not show weakness, in my opinion. That definitely shows character and strength because you're able to communicate and articulate and talk about, and that builds character and it shows the true individual. And that will lead to knowing whether or not you can truly trust someone. Because if they can pour their hearts out to you in any facet, of course, you can trust them and trust what they have to say. When it comes, and that's on a personal level. When it comes to business, for me, again, that goes into show as well. Because if I can really see a person's passion for whatever business transaction that I'm going to do with an individual, and they, they're very, to me, that shows sincerity. It's not something where they're just trying to get a quick buck, in a sense. And I look for that, I observe for that, and that goes and shows the honesty of that individual and whether or not I want to work with them as well. So yeah, all goes in integrity, number one.
Love that. Shanae?
They took my answers.
So glad we all agree. That's what makes us fabulous, right? The money making Monday girls.
Great minds think alike.
All right, so nothing else to add, Shanae?
No, because honestly, if I did, I would just be repeating, what both of my co-hosts said. I agree with them 100%. Integrity is definitely, the foundation because it gives you the type of person that you're dealing with. Even if, something happens, if there's a mishap, the way that they handle that negative situation, the way they come back to you and explain what happened, so you guys can move forward. That's all to do with integrity. So when you are, an integral person, then no matter what happens, how you handle it is first and, forthcoming. So integrity for me.
Yes. And you did actually add something to it. So definitely what everyone has already said, right? But Shanae hit it on the head in terms of, and all of you all did, but she said it last, in terms of a person showing who they are. So we can go from Maya Angelou, when she pretty much said, a person will show you who they are. Believe them. Believe them when they show you. But big shout out to DMX, and may he rest in peace.
Yeah.
Lyricist, like lyrical genius. And one of the things that he talked about in one of his interviews, and I don't have the clip, I'll have to make sure I put it in a post. He was being interviewed, and at the beginning, someone seemed to be a little confused in understanding what he was explaining. And he was basically saying, in a nutshell, believe him. Believe a person. Believe a person in what they say they are. And they're like, what? He said, if it's a snake, know that they're going to bite you. If it's a thief, know that they're going to steal from you. If it's a liar, they're going to lie to you. If it's a that whole aspect. So when you're dealing with someone, you should not be surprised about the behavior that they display.
Yep.
Because from an ethical standpoint and from the standpoint of their integrity, if that is who they are, you shouldn't expect something different from them. And that's a hard lesson to learn. Would you say, Shanae?
I said, and don't be surprised by it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And that's what DMX was saying in his interview, which was it seemed like very simple words, right? But it was very profound. And last week when we were on the show, although the show was about forgiveness, one of the things that I had mentioned was an excerpt from Reverend Rice's book, where she says, don't ask a naked man, you can't ask a naked man for the shirt off his back. That's expecting somebody to give you and to show you something that they don't really have. And I explained to her that was a huge lesson for me. It helped me to better deal with people along the way. And me and my daughter had to run a joke. We would be like, oh, they naked. That's our way of softening up. But so many times you will allow somebody to get in your space, get in your head space, get in your feelings, get in whatever. They're not even capable of doing anything else. So you have to understand, rather it be somebody that's hurt, trying to hurt other people, somebody who has been molested trying to, hurt other people. But different people, when they say hurt people, hurt people. So I'm saying this to say integrity is definitely mine. And I am all about the loyalty, and that definitely gives credit to me. But it also ties into my space. While I always say I'm so careful about my space, because those who are in my space and in my circle, they know that they are there. Love them. Anything I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do anything. But I also know on the flip side of it, those who love me and care for me, they're not going to put me in harm's way. Yeah. So that way, when it comes to my close friends, of course, no thought or nothing said with that. But when it comes from the everyday general, that's why I'm very careful about that word and how it went down. I was like, because if we're good, then we're good. We got each other.
That's right.
Yeah. We know that even if you tell me something, it is for my good, right? If you tell me something that may hurt the feelings a little bit or whatever, you're not telling me anything to hurt me, and you don't have anything behind the scenes to do so. So these things are really very important and very careful to consider as you go about your relationships, your friendships, your romantic relationships, and just anybody that you deal with. Very particular about people being in my space. And when I feel an aura that's not right and that's off, bye-bye. I cannot do it. I cannot do it because you can situations where it takes you out of your character. And I was talking about that last week as so, and you don't want to do that. Stay true to you. Put your foundation. Let everybody see who you are. It should ooze from you. It should exude from you who you are, and then the other part come into play. So, team integrity. Integrity is most important to me.
And it's so for me. I hate to admit this, but in my older age, I'm really truly, I guess, in the season that I'm in, I'm learning. From a personal aspect of who's really in my corner and not, and definitely in troubled times where individuals where I have valued them and thought that I've had a specific relationship with, I see that that's not the case. It's not being reciprocated back to me, and I guess for me, it's like it's a real hard blow. But then when I think about it in terms, it's like, Janice, you really can't trust anyone in a sense. Trust your instincts, trust your gut feelings first and foremost. And that will lead you to the ones that are truly in your corner. And I've had to learn that. It's been a struggle for me. So I'm going back to now being somewhat of an old Janice, where I'm very strategic and careful of who I give information to and value and talk with, and not so freely to think that everybody has my best interest, because that's not.
You
agree.
Oh my God, you said it. That's a whole different conversation, but you definitely hit on it. And I know Shanae wants to chime in. You definitely hit on it. And I kind of mentioned something about that last week, but Shanae, go ahead.
For me, the Reverend Rice quote with she, you can't get a shirt from a naked man. To me, that hit home in a totally different direction, because for me, that says you have to take care of yourself first. You can't pour from an empty vessel. You can't get a shirt from a naked man. Like, you have to make sure that you have a shirt first before you can give someone a shirt off of your back. And for me, that hit home because I'm the type of person that I would always say, well, let me take care of this. Let me do this. Let me help such and so. And then I'll get to me. I'll put me on the back burner. Let me get them done. And then, I can always take care of me because I can get to me later. And for me, it's been a struggle to try to put me first, because to a degree, I kind of feel guilty, a little bit. But it's something that I've come, to deal with. And I'm, in my season, I'm getting a little bit better with it and everything else. But just understanding that it's not wrong for me to say no to you so that I can take care of me.
That's right.
Absolutely.
No, I totally get that. I'm the same way right now. It's like you have to me, my whole mantra has been meet people where they are in their season. I can't make them be where I am, I can't go back to where they are if I'm not there anymore. So it's like, in a sense, it's protecting my peace, because it's like I have to do that right now. It's like, I mean, that has to be my goal, because I have to be the best Sacagawea I can be for me, than to be to others. So I got to protect that peace. Amen. And just say, hey, I'll meet you where you are. I'm not going to try to make you, because I don't want that person feeling some type of way if they're not there yet. You're not there yet. That's okay. This is a journey. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. That's where you need to be. So
you hit that. Oh my God, you hit that right there, right tap on the nail. So the thing about protecting your peace, protecting your peace, it is so many things that come up. And it's so funny because the verse of the day, and I'm going to skip out and go to that like real quick, because the verse of the day, so I do YouVersion and I do the Bible app, and the verse of the day and the whole plan and everything that goes with it. But the verse of the day was James 1, 2, and 3. And it said, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. And the thing is this, when you are placed in the midst of someone testing you and trying you in your whole integrity, don't lose your integrity. Go back to your what? Your foundation. Yes. Your foundation. It's not the loyalty of that person or the relationship of that person. When you're in that type of space, you go back to the integrity. So that was perfectly said, how you place all of those things. And if someone is hurt or someone is not practicing their peace or not caring about their peace, guess what? They're going to try to interrupt yours, and they're going to try to trigger you to be on your page. So this is a really good lesson, and really very timely in terms of staying the course, being you, being true to who you know you are. Last week I was talking about external factors and how they really truly can impact your character if you unintentionally allow them to. You know how like, don't nobody impact me, but for real, it does. It's just like, so you have to be careful about what you allow to get in your space. And that's why I try to just prayed up. And whenever something happens, or like, especially if I wake up and I don't immediately pray, you tend to revert back. So that was very good, like very good in terms of all of the leading from Janice to Shanae to you, Sacagawea. That was very good and perfectly timed. So,
and don't get me wrong, now I've been to the point where, as you know, I almost got out of character. Don't.
It's
almost been there, but I had to reel myself in and say, okay, Janice, you know who you are. You know what you need to do. You need to really truly take it to, and that's the higher being, and let him handle it.
Amen.
Correct. Turn it over to God.
Amen. Yeah. And y'all know my song is "The battle is the Lord's. The battle is not yours, it's the Lord's. The battle is not yours." So the other day, I had to turn that back up, but I skipped a day listening to it. So, we all fall short. But it's we realize and we recognize and we go back to our foundation of us. That's why I spend a lot of time by myself in peace and happiness and joy. I love people. Like, we had a ball when we went out and hung out. But you cannot charge a person for thinking nor feeling how you feel.
Correct.
right? So your integrity, your foundation, your buildup of who you are the sum of your total experiences, all of them. When if you were younger and you had issues with peer pressure, and your mother would be like, "Don't hang around that person," or you might have been the peer that was pressuring the others, like however it even went. But even as a young child, I learned that lesson and I figured out that peer pressure thing. I did not suffer from peer pressure, but I knew that if I chose to be around a certain group of people, that there was a chance that I would do what those certain people do. It goes back to the character and understanding. You want to have a little bit of fun, you know what you might get into. You want to go to the go-go? That was my thing. But you know, it might be a shootout at the go-go, or it might be a fight that break out. So it's risking it. Do you want to have a fun, or do you want to figure it out? You know what I mean? But that was my thing when I was young. Now I might go like once a year to get my little go-go in. But I'm just being real. And Andre says, cast all your cares on God. Amen. At the end of the day, that's it. So Shanae, I know you have to leave early. Is there any closing words that you wanted to say?
What I just wanted to say is that integrity is definitely, important. Your morals are definitely important. And when you guys start talking about the Monique and Steve Harvey show, when it comes back to what I wanted to say was when they had the discussion about integrity, it's the integrity game, not the money game. At that point, Monique made an excellent point, and I think that Steve stopped putting his trust in God, and he relied more so on himself, and that's why things happened for him the way that they did. He started believing in himself more than he believed in God.
Come on now. Thank you, Shanae, so much. Drop your information in the feed if you can. If not, go back on the replay and do so and enjoy yourself.
I will. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye. Thanks so much. So yes. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to a quick commercial, and then we're going to talk all about our thoughts and our opinions openly about the Monique and Steve Harvey beef. We'll see you all on the flip side.
Are you interested in real estate investing but not quite sure where to get started? Do you want to get the know-hows on creating ongoing passive income using the buy and hold strategy? Hi, I'm Janice Bowles, licensed realtor and co-founder of B Premier Ventures, a real estate development and consulting firm where we buy and beautify distressed real estate, renovate it, and resell for profit. With over 15 years of investing experience, B Premier has extensive knowledge in rural land development, fix and flips, and rental acquisitions. B Premier's current portfolio consists of properties within Florida and Virginia. Our firm's services includes investor project consulting, project management, and group coaching. For more information, visit our website at bpremierventures.com and schedule a complimentary discovery session or subscribe to our email list. It's free. Follow me on Instagram at Janice Bowles for additional real estate investing tips. B Premier Ventures, we buy and beautify.
Thank you all for returning. Welcome back. Shout out to everyone who's watching with us. Always Andre Watts, my girl Denise Johnson, aka Honey, Kathy Ware. And also we have Alethea Fields. Hey, and also we have a new person. And I can't find his name. Oh, it's a new person, Vonzella Johnson. So welcome to the show. The only way I can see who's on is if you type a comment in the feed. So at the beginning, first half, we talked about integrity and also loyalty versus loyalty. So all of us were on one accord. We were team integrity first. Loyalty is important to us, but integrity is more important. So on this side, we're going to talk about the Monique and Steve Harvey show. And if you remember, in February we talked about this topic towards the end. It came up, and we didn't get to finish. And we also wanted to make sure that we had enough time to go back and watch some of the feeds so that we can come back with updated information, right, ladies? So we're gonna go ahead into dialogue. So let's start off by just giving like a quick overview of your thoughts about the Steve and Monique, and then your stance. So let's start with you, Sakaji, where you look like you're on the edge of your seat and ready this time.
So I watched it and everything like that. And for me, it's like I see both points of view, and everything. I can see Monique being hurt because you're not knowing the full story of like what happened between her and Oprah and Tyler, them having that conversation behind the scenes where she felt like, at that point that she was supported. So whatever steps she took out there on, I would say, the ledge to, kind of, fight her battle, she thought she had her back covered. But unfortunately, I guess it was not the case because they were like, hey, you surprised us by doing that. And so to me, maybe something that could have happened was like giving them a heads up saying, hey guys, I'm going on and I'm going to be talking about this. So I want to give you a heads up. Boom.
Right.
And do your thing. You know what I mean? At least give them a heads up. They can prepare and be like, okay, right, cool. So you're going to do this. And maybe, because I do this with my friends sometimes before I like move on, like I do an event or something like that. Or if I have an issue with a person, I like conference with my friends and like, okay, y'all, this is the tea. This is what happened. This is how I see it. But am I being just short-sighted or what's going on? Because that's what my circle is for. It's not just for me to go out there and, how can I put this nicely? Go out there and be crazy and expect everybody to follow me. I'm gonna jump off the bridge, so everybody just come follow me. No, let me confirm, because you know what I'm saying? It's like your friends are more like your family sometimes. So you want to make sure that's gonna be real with you and let you know, hey girl, I love you, but that's crazy. I don't know if I would do it that way because, I mean, it's a great thing to do, but maybe let's approach it from a different angle. You know what I mean? Because it's like, to me, when you're in a business, you have to present yourself and you have to be strategic in some of the battles and the things that you do. So, it was like, I think that's where Steve and Monique were like butting heads. I think it was in the way it was handled. You know what I mean? So I think emotions got into it and then, not thinking like some things I could have done differently. But sometimes people feel when they've gotten so far down the road, they can't turn back to do it. Right. So yeah, that's my little input.
That's good. That's good. Okay, Janice, I know you're ready.
I think overall what Monique was hurt because of the fact of the type of relationship that she felt she had, particularly with Steve. Maybe she kind of looked at him, because they're both from the, the comedic background and how they got started. She definitely looked up to him. Was looking for more maybe mentorship, or even if it's not mentorship, the relationship that she had with him. She wanted him to basically just, in my opinion, agree with her how she maneuvered just wholeheartedly, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have my back regardless. Yeah. And maybe, it was not so much as far as Steve was concerned. Okay, I agree with you, Monique, but let's handle this in a strategic manner and not so much emotions in it, which is, I feel that superseded her, in which, her reaction to the whole situation. I think if she perhaps would have took a little more emotions out of it and been a little more strategic with her process of maneuvering, the figures or whatever the amount that they offered her, and how she felt that was not the same as, her white counterparts and things of that nature. That's the issue where he had with her, in my opinion. So she was upset where his loyalty from her point of view was not 100%. And his thing was, to me, it was like, no, I totally agree with you. I do agree with you, but let's just handle this from a different facet. And she just, once she had already expressed herself, you can't turn back now, like you said, Sakujia. So
yeah. So mine stem back a little teeny bit further than that. So
Okay.
let's start from the beginning of it. So my first issue with the way that Steve Harvey handled it was behind closed doors. He was like, "You're right, Monique."
Mm-hmm.
Behind closed doors. And then when he went on the Breakfast Club for an interview, he talked about her, in a sense, like he said things where she didn't feel like that's what a friend would say about you, in terms of pretty much saying like she messed herself up or whatever. Even in that case, you find your wording in the way that you say something if somebody is your friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when the discussion came back to the next level of it, he did begin to say, in terms of, of course, like the way that you handle it. And Janice, when we first talked about that, you brought that point up, and definitely agree with you on the way that you carry yourself and the professionalism that you have in dealing with it. Because guess what? You can be righter than right. But if your demeanor comes off nasty and negative,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be difficult for people to see your point. And it's going to seem like you're not being like you're not cooperating, like you're not being cooperative with what is being said, or you're not hearing the other side of it. So when you're right, it doesn't give you the right to show your tail.
Yeah, that's what my grandma used to say.
Man, okay. And that thing. So my problem with my first issue with Steve was behind closed door. I have a problem with people who your conversation is different behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Going back to integrity.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And then when it's out, whether I'm around you or not, we had that conversation. Something that swings my way comes differently is going to surprise me, and it's going to cause me to be upset.
Yeah.
I would rather for you to say something negative or whatever, how you're really feeling, in my face. And that's why I wanted the this or that was like, would you want somebody to lie to you or tell you the truth? Tell me the truth. Don't lie if you don't feel all the way that way, because when you go on the air, however you feel, whether you're showing off or whatever's going on, is likely to come out. So that was my issue with him.
Yep.
Then the second piece, and this is where we can chime in because it's kind of like a second topic with that. So it was when he kind of like picked the money over everything else, over making your stance. So Monique was saying like the disparity in the pay because of the color of skin. And she was like, that's wrong. Like, let's make a movement. I felt he was right in saying, make a movement for what? You don't just go a march and you don't have a reason. I mean, what tell me all of it. But then he also talked about the food on my kids' plate and all. What do you stand for? You know what I mean? What do you stand for? And all in a nutshell, he was saying, I'm not messing up my money. If they tell me to do something, I'm not messing up and going with them and messing up my money, messing up my kids' money and my kids' money and my kids' money. So it was almost like he for the money. What do you need me to do? You need me to shut up, and you need me to do what? You need me to tap dance? You need me to do what? So I kind of like felt that I felt that from a way, and we see like what happened to Monique when she went the different way, but and now Steve circled back in terms of where he is, because karma is karma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So what are your thoughts in terms of that? Like, did you get from that of Steve trying to put more focus on the money than of a standing of who you are and what you stand for?
I can agree with you on that. I see it like, how can I put it? Sometimes, and I don't think people intentionally mean it from, a negative place, Sometimes I think people get wrapped up in that lifestyle, and some people are so wrapped up and want to cling to it so bad, they're willing to do a little something I probably wouldn't do because that's not
Right.
me. It's not that serious for me, you know?
Right.
But
Right.
like I said previously, I try to meet people where they are. So
Right.
it's like, I'm like, that's you and you living, you can sleep right with that. Okay. Me, on the other hand, I don't think I could just do anything for money. I got to make sure I can sleep with a clear conscience because what, as you said, karma. I believe truly in karma. Whatever you put out there, it's coming back on you. Not maybe not today, tomorrow, but in some fashion, it's gonna come back. So I want to make sure, like that's how I operate in business. I treat my clients like I like
Right.
my family. I'm gonna make sure I get you the best that you are. I'm not just gonna see you like Janice said, a dollar sign. I can't deal with that. I don't want that negativity and that ickiness. I don't even know how
Yeah.
people operate in that fashion, but some people can. They can like
Yeah.
compartmentalize like
Yeah.
this. I'm doing this for this. I do this for this, and I do that for that. And to me, it all kinds of like ties in together. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Well, yeah,
definitely agree. So
yes.
Janice, how about you? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do like believe it or not is 8:26. So
Okay.
what we're gonna do is so as you
Sorry.
make your comment, Janice, you can also do your closeout.
Okay, sure, no problem. I know we're pressed for time here, but quickly, you definitely, Steve. It was a double standard situation for him. It definitely was. He, no matter how you look at it, of course, he was looking more about the dollar aspect of things.
Right.
In business, yeah, you're gonna look at your bottom line and the dollars, but still, she and behind the scenes and up and in front of the scenes as well. And
Right.
and I feel like he should have just been very forthright and honest with her. Hey, listen, you don't have to handle this way. You got to take your emotions out. Let's stop this. Let's be strategic in how we're going to get to this money.
Yeah.
And that's basically how it is, because that's what, at the end of the day, that's what we have to do. We
Yeah. Yeah.
we have to
Yeah.
do. And you understand what I'm saying with that.
Yes. Yes.
So you gotta keep your cool, be strategic. We will always be, we always got to be a step ahead of the game, 2 steps
Yeah.
ahead of the game. That's just
Yeah.
the way that it's been. It's going to always be. So
Exactly.
sums it up for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How can they reach you on social media?
So you can reach me at on Instagram at Janice Bowles. You can reach me on Facebook on my business page, which is B Premier Ventures. I'll put that in our news feed. Definitely connect with me if you're interested in learning any aspects of investing in real estate, how to get started, funding to get started, just insight from a realtor's perspective. This is a seller's market now. If you're planning on selling, it's going to soon be turning into a buyer's market. So, not so many multiple offers for the buyers is having a hard time finding a property, but just any insight, definitely reach out to me at Janice Bowles on Instagram and B Premier Ventures on Facebook.
Yes, and you are glowing tonight, honey. Yes, you are.
Thank you.
Saka Joanne, so I know you pretty much gave like your comments, but if you have like a quick closing one, and then really basically providing your social media information.
I'm just gonna say I enjoyed our show tonight, and I'm just gonna give my social media because we got like less time. So Sacagawea Fanning on Facebook and on Instagram, and Fanning Financial Group LLC on Facebook. If you want to reach out to me, and I'll put it in the comments. Thank you.
Yeah. So just my last comment as I'm closing out. Tanya said he basically sold his soul for the money. Yes, Tanya, watch the replay because we definitely answered your question. But that was my whole thing when Steve made his stance. It was more like for the money. Monique was trying to stand on her stance. I don't know. Even though she used the excuse that she's a comedian, when she did her set and she said what they can do and all that, I thought that was very distasteful. And I do know that she is a comedian, so that is her, her way about and different things. But I think she went in extra hard intentionally for that. So I don't know about that. But some of the things that she's saying, so I've been watching her and her husband's interviews, and some of the things that she's saying, I definitely see her point in them. It's unfortunate that sometimes that when you fight for the right thing, you end up appearing to have the short end of the stick. And by this, I mean the financial standpoint, but you still are able to stay true to who you are. But Steve Harvey has seen some things that have spiraled down along the way. So we'll definitely keep an eye out on that. But thank you, ladies, so much. Great show. Make sure if you're not already following us, follow us on all platforms. We are Let's Do It Talk Show. That's Instagram, Facebook. Sign up for subscribe to our YouTube page and check out our website. So again, thank you all for listening and tuning in. Next up, we have upcoming shows of Married to the Game, Women versus Men. The relationship segments will be continuing. We All Grieve Differently series, the book that I'm a part of about those grieving the loss of the moms. The book is complete. We're waiting for edits. We got the front cover. And we're going to have this thing called Generational Bridges and Gap series. Same question to different age groups. So I'm looking forward to that. So thank you all so much for tuning in. And remember, live every hour, every minute, every second as if your last. Enjoy, and we'll see you all next week. Have a great one. Thank you for tuning in.